Every industrial journey begins deep within the raw skin of the planet.
Here, carbon sleeps in stone, waiting to be released. Extraction is force, precision, and patience combined.
Every ton carries the promise of transformation.
Before refinement, raw power must be controlled.
The first break separates usable carbon from earth. Motion becomes the language of industry.
Size defines destiny in processing. Refinement begins with repetition.
Even the air must be managed.
Order is imposed on chaos. Uniformity begins at the source. Quality control starts long before the factory. Every batch must prove itself. Containment prepares material for travel. Measurement gives meaning to mass. Data anchors the physical world. From the ground, the journey continues. Extraction ends when logistics begin. Every movement is deliberate.
Stability protects the process.
Responsibility travels with the cargo. Raw carbon leaves its birthplace. From isolation to infrastructure. Distance turns resources into supply. Scale demands coordination. Processing begins long before entry.
Verification protects continuity.
The factory absorbs the flow.
Infrastructure shapes movement. Precision replaces speed.
Safety anchors progress.
Control shifts to machines. Weight yields to engineering. The factory opens its hands. Now, transformation can begin. Here, raw material meets organized purpose.
Entry marks the shift from Earth to industry. Scale defines the language of processing.
Positioning determines efficiency. Gravity becomes the first machine.
Direction replaces randomness.
Even particles must obey control.
Human judgment guides automation.
Balance sustains continuity. Purity is engineered, not assumed. What doesn't belong is removed.
Elevation reorganizes flow.
Systems branch with intention.
Reduction prepares material for precision. Transformation begins invisibly.
Oversight ensures consistency.
Data mirrors reality.
Preparation is complete for refinement.
Refinement begins with separation. Motion reveals uniformity. Motion reveals uniformity. Motion reveals uniformity. Air becomes a sorting tool.
Gravity regains control. Precision lives in repetition.
Cleanliness is verified.
Trust is earned silently.
Human eyes still matter. Verification repeats. Process never pauses.
Traceability secures quality.
Moisture is removed, stability restored.
Numbers confirm readiness.
Material waits in order.
The system breathes evenly. Now, purpose takes shape.
Here, raw carbon learns its future form.
Accuracy defines performance. Binding agents prepare to unite matter.
Carbon gains cohesion.
Force replaces randomness.
Uniformity is engineered. Preparation gives way to shaping.
Temperature guides structure.
Experience confirms data.
Shaping begins under pressure. Form is born from force. Identity takes shape. Movement maintains integrity. Dimensions define standards. Excess is removed. Readiness is verified by touch. Preparation meets scale.
The real transformation awaits.
Heat is the language of permanence. Placement defines outcome. Carbon prepares for trial. Isolation enables transformation. Time and heat begin their work. Structures adapt under stress. Binders burn away. Carbon remains. Transformation cannot be rushed. Stability returns gradually.
The chamber yields its result.
Carbon is now strengthened. Handling demands respect.
Temperature is brought back to balance.
Heat leaves signatures.
Form must survive fire.
Strength alone is not enough.
Density will be perfected.
The next refinement begins.
Automation takes control where humans cannot. Air is removed to make space for strength. Carbon accepts reinforcement. Machines hold patience precisely.
Balance is restored methodically.
Density has been added.
Precision replaces proximity. Reinforcement must be sealed by fire.
Heat is measured, not guessed. Eyes operate where humans cannot.
Automation maintains rhythm.
Tolerance defines acceptance.
Information flows faster than material.
Systems decide instantly. Strength meets delicacy.
Readiness is refined.
Each piece earns an identity.
Order prepares for perfection.
Precision gives carbon its final authority. Control begins at the center.
Accuracy is measured in fractions.
Cleanliness sustains precision.
Geometry is enforced.
Connection is engineered.
Fit defines reliability. Movement preserves alignment.
Smoothness reduces resistance.
Nothing unnecessary remains.
Final numbers decide fate.
Human approval seals the process.
Compatibility is proven.
Details prevent failure.
Surfaces are shielded.
Time finishes what machines start.
Confidence is built on sight.
Proof comes next.
Proof replaces assumption.
Every result must trace back.
Internal truth is revealed.
Density defines performance.
Conductivity is the purpose.
Carbon speaks in numbers.
Strength is tested, not trusted.
Extreme conditions reveal limits.
Structure explains behavior.
Purity leaves a trace.
Consistency earns approval.
Deviation is contained.
Standards are satisfied.
Proven material moves forward.
Final trust is personal.
The journey nears completion.
Preparation meets conclusion.
Delivery is the final promise.
Completion begins with protection.
Edges are shielded for travel.
Environment is kept outside.
Movement demands restraint.
Identity travels with the load. Information becomes accessible.
Logistics confirm reality.
Products wait with patience. Human and machine align.
Space is used with intent.
Visibility maintains order. Departure is prepared.
Storage gives way to delivery.
Departure is prepared.
The journey continues outward.
Carbon is ready for purpose.
And this is how modern factories produce industrial graphite electrodes from start to finish.
Subscribe for more real factory breakdowns.